Hey friends, welcome back. Today I wanted to share that I got myself a new laptop. I am so excited. I bought myself a MacBook Pro a little while ago, which I'm stoked on because my old laptop, a Dell Inspiron, is about 15 years old. So yeah, it was definitely needed, definitely time. But something happened after I bought the laptop that has really kind of made me think and do some maybe not soul searching, but looking within and kind of exploring who I am and whatnot. Sounds like super heavy, but just a small thing. But if you're new here, my name is Kaylee, and my husband Rocky and I are firm believers in living a simple and intentional life where we love to explore and make memories and value experiences instead of things. But yeah, so a little while ago, for a while, years, honestly, I've been wanting to buy a new laptop. But I keep telling myself, no, it's okay, because the laptop that I have now is still working. It is definitely not the fastest. It's not the most amazing. And there's some days that I want to rip my hair out because it's moving so slowly. But it's still working. And my bird clock is going off. Nice. But it's still working. And so for some reason, over the last 4 or 5 years, whatever it's been, I have not been able to justify spending the money and buying myself a laptop. And yeah, so it's been interesting. Well, finally, I just kind of broke down and said, you know what? I don't really care. I am buying a laptop because I feel like I could definitely use it. And I think I deserve it. I deserve to be able to have something that will help me a lot. And I realized through this whole process that the whole time I was trying to justify buying a laptop, but however, if a friend would have come to me, or a loved one, a family member, whatever, would have come to me with the same decision, trying to decide this, I would have told them years ago, buy the laptop. I mean, it's trying to work with a tool that isn't really working that well anymore versus a tool that is working amazingly. I mean, there's no question. Why would you not? I mean, having something that helps me in my everyday life as well as develop my businesses and whatnot, why would I not do that? But for some reason in my brain, I just couldn't justify it. And so yeah, I've been trying to think about that, why it took me so long to buy it. But anyway, buying it, I bought it on Costco.com, and I remember when I had it in the cart, it took me probably 30 minutes to actually press the purchase button. And I think because the same thing, I just kept going back and forth, and should I spend the money? Do I really need it? Is it something that I really need? And yeah, finally I was just like, I'm doing it. Press the button. Awesome. I'm so excited. Then a few days go by and it gets here, and I'm super excited. It looks awesome. But I don't open it. And it's been over a week that I've had it now, and I still haven't opened it. And I've been trying to figure out why, what my reasoning is, why, because it's just sitting there staring at me every single day. I walk by it, and I sat down and I was like, okay, what is going on? Why am I feeling this way? What am I feeling? And had to do a little digging. And I think what is going on is I think that I was raised to really value money and put an importance on saving, which is awesome, very great. And we all spend money differently, right? But I think having that value on, just do well enough with what you have, and, you don't need to spend extravagantly, and, just buy what you need, don't go overboard or anything. I think a lot of that got ingrained in me as don't really spend money on myself, and just be frugal, which being frugal is awesome. I love it. I am a firm believer in you don't need to buy all these things, and I think oftentimes less is best. But I also think that for some reason, and this is only my own fault, that I oftentimes feel like I am not worthy of things, like not worthy of, buying something nice for myself, or worthy of love, or worthy of attention, or admiration, or, anything. And I think a lot of us are like that, I think a lot of us don't like to be put in the spotlight and celebrated, because we think, what's so special about us? What's so special about me? I don't really think there's anything special about me, but if I, like I said earlier, was talking to my sister, my best friend, my mom, whomever, and they were telling me, that they had a hard time deciding whether or not they wanted to buy a new laptop for themselves, I'd be like, you're silly, just buy it, you need it. And then also, if they were telling me that they got the laptop and weren't opening it, I'd be like, what is going on? You need this. Do it. Rip the Band-Aid off. Keep it, So yeah, I just realized I need to treat myself more gently and kinder, and, realize that I am a very important person, just like we all are, and I deserve all the best. Yeah. And I think a third component of this, which I was, really diving deep and just trying to explore everything, is I think I'm not sure if this is the right term, but identity, friction. I think me buying a more expensive laptop for myself is kind of solidifying the fact that I want to become a full-time entrepreneur, that I want to invest more of my time, money, energy, everything into my clothing brand and into myself, and my brand and whatnot. And I think since I've generally worked for someone else most of my adult life, I kind of think of myself as an employee in a lot of sense. I mean, I love to call myself an entrepreneur, but I still think that, to me, I feel like it's almost like a little fake. And I'm pretending to be an entrepreneur, because even though I have a business, it doesn't make me any money right now. My clothing brand, it's more of a side hobby, a side hustle. And so I think for me, it's kind of oh, sure, I'm an entrepreneur, but I'm not really an entrepreneur, And so I think that by purchasing myself an expensive tool to be able to make that a reality, it's kind of confirming, okay, this is your new identity, and that changeover is getting a little pushback. So yeah, but yeah, it's been interesting kind of reflecting and trying to figure out what is going on in my brain. But those are the things that I think I'm coming up with. And another part is, I think I didn't want to open it at first, just because if it's still in the box, I can still return it. It's not mine yet. It's not open. I can still take it back. But yeah, no, it is mine. I need to just open it and just move on. Yeah. But I just wanted to share that, because it kind of threw me for a loop. I never expected that. I always, in the last few years, wanting this laptop, I've always thought to myself, oh my gosh, as soon as I get it, I can't wait to open it and start using it. And when it got here, that was not the case. And I was very surprised by that. But I'm curious if, anyone else, I'm sure other people also feel this way and deal with these issues as well. I can't be the only one. But I would love to hear in the comments if this is something that you've dealt with before, or if it's something that you think that would affect you, or, anything like that. Yeah. So I think it's time to open it. Let's do it. All right, so we're opening it. We're facing all of our issues. We're moving forwards, being healthy. This is the whole process. I'm nervous. Ooh. Ooh. Oh my goodness. It's so pretty. I'm excited. Ooh, that's fun. Okay. There you go. Ooh. Ooh, pretty. Ooh, upside down. There we go. Ooh. Ah. Okay, that wasn't that bad. Definitely shouldn't have put it off for over a week, but hey. Sometimes we just gotta stop and go through it, right? Experience our emotions and figure out what's going on and express them and move on. So thank you for being here for me. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you. If you are interested in these same things or you experience the same stuff or whatever, you just want to be here for the adventure, I'd love to have you subscribe and hang out. Thanks again for being here. Remember, progress over perfection and wander well. Have a good one. Just goofing. Just new laptop goofing. Genuine ostrich. Only 3 payments.